Look at me. What do you see? My eyes in which I observe the world changing in a different perspective, eyes that recognize beauty but also destruction. My eyes are in every inch completely identical to yours, so why do you look at me so differently? Look at him. What do you see? From his mouth which flows a dialect so pure, linguistically speaking, which sounds like beauty, his mother tongue, Punjabi. His language may be different, but he still speaks to God in the same language as you, so why do you speak of him so differently? He made us all the same, the one universal creator, so why do you keep saying we're not the same? He's on his way to the Gurdwara, feels free to sit inside a busy train. That's when people start staring, giving him these looks as if he doesn't belong to where he belongs. He was born in this country, yet they look at him like a complete stranger. Yes, a stranger to the extent where we don't know his name, but what's in the name that would make him insignificantly familiar? Can you not tell by the way he carries himself, with a crown of spirituality placed so elegantly upon his head? Stop acting so oblivious towards his identity. He is no less than a king. Yes, he is a Singh. Despite the hateful looks, with every stare that pierces through his skin, his chin is still up, as he and any other Sikh could agree that we are never ashamed of our teachings or beliefs. So he sits patiently on his journey from that platform to another. His eyes begin to wander, and like my eyes, his eyes also observe the world changing in the same perspective as mine. He smiles so innocently at those who continuously look at him differently, especially to those four men who sat in the opposing direction of the carriage. His destination arrives. As he walks out of the station, the exact four men start to follow him. As they get closer, his pace doesn't fasten, nor he stops. He carries on, walking with grace, until he feels a cold hand gripping his shoulder. He turns around. "May I help you?" he asks. The laughter of the four men echo in his ears as they surround him. One of them reply, repeating the following: "Yes, go back to your own country." The Singh, who should be filling up with anger, just calmly smiles, making a clear statement: God made this world. God made me as well as you, so brother, I'm home wherever I go. Words that were so wise still didn't change the minds of the deluded. Instead, it filled them with rage. 3 of the men pinned him against the wall, while the 4th bruised the skin of the Singh. And of him being a strong believer of non-violence, he continued to endure the pain. They spat hateful words with every fist that turned his brown skin purple. Oh, how they thought he was weak, so they continued to beat him. With the heat building up inside them as the humble Singh showed no retaliation, the guy raised his fist, swinging through the air. Now a part of him was torn away. His eyes widened. His patience had now erupted and formed an uncontrollable storm inside him as he saw his turban lying on the floor. His fist tightened as he broke free from the grips of the men. A believer of non-violence he was, but a stronger believer of faith, so he fought. Every wound that he inflicted was for every layer of his turban that was now covered in dirt. His eyes still glowing with anger, he's fighting like a lion. Moments later, as his mind calmed, as he saw the 4 men struggling to get up, and instantly his eyes fell on the gaze of his turban. As he limped towards it, he lifted it up with his broken hands. As he was shaking off the dust, he felt a sharp pain slicing through his skin. His warm blood dripping down his spine, a single tear rolled from his eye. It was like the whole world was silent as he screamed from the top of his lungs, "Sura so pehchaniye jo lare deen ke het, burja kat mare, kabhu na chhade ke." His voice echoed, and echoed. As he looked ahead of him, he saw another man charge towards him with another knife held tightly in his hand. Within a matter of seconds, he felt the blade rip his chest as he heard the final words of his killer, "Goodbye, terrorist." The Singh fell to the floor and bled. As he observed the world for the last time, still seeing in the same perspective as mine, he closes his eyes with his soul yelling, "A holy man I am, but a terrorist I'm not."